Every month, we sit down with local leaders, and today, OKC Mayor David Holt is joining us live for a conversation about what's happening around the city, from crime to developments on the new downtown arena. So we want to welcome you in now. Good morning, Mayor Holt. Thank you so much for coming in.
Sure, thank you.
Let's start with all the fun, exciting stuff. The new developments on the arena. A firm has been named to design it and get this all rolling. So this is really exciting for fans. We've been looking forward to this. Walk us through again what the next steps are here in the process.
So the big milestone that we just had was the naming of the designer and the architecture firms that are involved in this. And I mean, this itself is next level for our city. I mean, we didn't really have like a designer for our current arena, like this is what we're talking about now, the kind of level that we're operating at as an NBA city, as a top 20 city, and with a budget that's like a real budget this time for an arena that can really be an upper tier NBA arena. So with all of those things in place, we got the attention of some of the greatest designers and architecture firms in the arena and stadium industry. And so David Manica is going to be the designer. He's working with another architecture firm called TBS. They're the team that's going to work on this. And sometime in the next year, probably next summer, we'll finally see renderings. People even during the campaign were like, where are the renderings?
Yeah.
Maybe now they understand this is a process. This isn't something you can just slapdash together, So this is going to be really, really fun and exciting for the city. But I think what I've tried to help people wrap their mind around is it's not just about keeping the Thunder. That was the main point, right? Was to maintain our long-term relationship with professional sports. But now we have this opportunity with this building to really aesthetically raise the standard in our city, really change our skyline. I mean, really have something that, as Clay Bennett, the owner of the team, said, will be the pride of every resident. And I think that's absolutely what we're working towards.
Yeah, and speaking of pride and being proud, the Thunder off to a great start this season. Outlook on the team for this year.
Unbelievable. Yeah. Here's a stat that I haven't seen widely reported. There's only, I think, like 11 times in NBA history has a team won its first 3 games by at least 15 points.
Wow.
Basically, this is one of the most dominant 3-game stretches to start a season in NBA history. So the team's really good, and we're really excited, and who knows what the future holds. But, this is finally the payoff. Obviously, we probably had some frustrated fans 3 years ago. I always said this is exactly the track to how you get to a moment like we're experiencing right now, and here it is. So enjoy it, and you only get so many of these in your lifetime as a sports fan.
Yeah,
so
we love to
I'd
see
say
it.
Watch every game. Enjoy this year. It's going to be special.
Love to see it. Also something special, the baseball team here, Oklahoma City, announcing the new name, the Oklahoma City Comets. What is your reaction?
Yeah, look, listen, I think I like it, but I know that names, logos,
Right.
arena designs, all of these things are very subjective, and everybody, it takes time to get used to. But I like the nod to Mickey Mantle and the Commerce Comet, and the logos really look great, and I think they'll do a lot of fun things with it. It's just good to finally have a name, I think.
Yeah.
And of course, our Comets are the AAA team of the LA Dodgers, who are on the cusp now, as of last night,
about to do a sweep
of a World Series championship. That's a pretty special thing for the city as well. Probably worth noting when we're talking about the baseball team that we're a part of the organization that's about to win the World Series.
Yeah.
But yes, you're OKC Comets. Now we can put that on a shirt and a cap and know that that's our team.
And wear it proudly. All right, you were recently at the Conference of Mayors. Walk us through briefly some of the topics that were discussed and looked at.
Yeah, well, as you know, I'm vice president of that organization, so I'm involved in all of our national conversations. And right now we're really elevating housing. And listen, it's a local issue too. I think just the last few years we've seen our population growth, our demand is causing an increase in housing prices, and that's an issue all across the country. So affordable housing was the topic in Philadelphia, where I was on Thursday, that's a conversation we're going to continue. And we really want why we were there in Philly, and some of the other mayors also went to Phoenix and Detroit. And by the way, those are all in swing states, and that was by design because we really want both presidential candidates and both parties to take this on as an important issue moving forward.
Okay, and speaking of that, I want to touch on the letter, the op-ed that you wrote. We read it. It was published there in Philadelphia. Now, you didn't specifically endorse a candidate in the presidential election. Can you share with us today which candidate you believe fits all the virtues that you listed?
Well, no, the piece speaks for itself. And if people haven't read it, Google David Holt Philadelphia, and you'll probably get it. As you said, it was printed in the Philadelphia Citizen. But what I really wanted to articulate was a view that I think has gotten lost in all the noise of the last few years in presidential politics, which is that character, competence, and a commitment to our form of government have traditionally been kind of the first criteria we pass through before we get to the policy differentiators. And I think I took those, as I write in the piece, I think I took those qualities for granted for a long time, and I haven't had that luxury the last few years. And so, I encourage people to take a look at it, especially people who are right of center, who I think really prided ourselves, and I'm a registered Republican, on the idea that our candidates always stood for character. And I think it's really important to articulate that. And I've had so many people come to me since the piece came out and say, gosh, that was finally kind of giving voice to what I've been feeling deep down about all of this. So I think people should draw their own conclusions, but I certainly would love for people to give it a look.
Okay, we'll do that. Let's talk about something happening here along the city. Some advocates say that there is a rise in gun violence. What is your message to the community and the efforts that are being made across with law enforcement, with other organizations to put an end to that?
Yeah, well, our homicides appear to be a little bit ahead of last year, but they're still actually way down from 2021. So there's nothing particularly remarkable about the numbers. I mean, as a mayor, as a human, you wish it was zero, but you also accept that that's never happened in a big city, and it's never happened in Oklahoma City. But what you have seen, I think, is a noticeable, and maybe it's more anecdotal than data-based, but you just see time and again how many of these incidents involve young people making really stupid decisions. And so I think that, and probably the other flavor of homicide that you see in the city are domestic incidents. Very few, almost none of our homicides are indiscriminate or occur in public areas. They're happening in living rooms, they're happening in cars, they're happening at clubs, and where there are disputes between young people. So it really drives home the point of why we make the investments we've been making these last few years. When you look at the maps for investments in youth centers, or the maps for investments in Palomar Family Justice Center, which serves survivors of domestic violence, you're looking at violence interruption and prevention, which is really how you get to these homicide numbers, because police officers can't be in everybody's living room, right? If that's where the murders are happening, we've got to think of this a different way. So, I think that we're not necessarily need to think of it a different way. I think we're already on that path, but maybe it's just important for everybody to understand why we've been making these investments. It's because of the type of crimes that you see. Really, law enforcement is an important part of that, and we have to support them, but that's not going to solve the problem. You've got to interrupt the violence long before it happens. And that takes investments in our youth. It takes investments in things like Palomar and the YWCA and so on.
Okay, and we do encourage our viewers to tune in at 11. We'll be speaking with OKC Police Chief Basie, get an update on those topics as well. OKC Mayor David Holt, thank you so much for coming in. We appreciate your time, and we'll see you next month.
Thank you.
Okay.